Nation, the audio might sound a bit off because I'm at a different location. Not in the usual recording area, which is set up for the best audio quality, as in to get the best quality from the equipment that I have. But unfortunately, I'm not in that area right now. The location where I am at, it's kinda opened, not outdoors, but you can maybe hear a little background noise. If you do hear it though, apologies for that. But let us kick off this one with a message from Leng, from over Reggaeology.
The music business is going through changes and it requires everybody to participate differently and approach the music business differently, including artists. We're in the era of the working artists, artists that have to do a 9 to 5 or do something else besides from music to sustain them dream in music. And it's really hard. But at the end of the day, the music industry has changed. There's nobody anymore going to fund your dream. You have to fund it yourself, and that might mean doing something else outside of music. There's nothing wrong with doing a 9 to 5 to sustain a dream. There's nothing wrong with doing a 9 to 5 to ensure that at the end of the day, your dream is sustainable. It's not easy being an artist in these modern times. But if you are willing to do what you have to do to survive and to make your dream happen, my respects to you. And at the end of the day, to the fans who see these working artists working, don't make them feel no way. Don't make them feel any less for themselves. Give them the respect that is due to somebody that is doing what they have to do to make them dream happen.
Nation, let me know, what's your reaction when seeing a dancehall artist or reggae artist doing a regular 9 to 5? Maybe if you saw someone that had a few hits, but now you see them at a supermarket maybe as the cashier, what would be your reaction? Let me know. Still Nation Wagwan here on the Wednesday at Trendy Wednesdays. Here with another one, DNT News, their topics, the updates. With that said, let us continue. Remember in our previous report I shared this video of a guy speak out on how Shayna was treated at Beenie Man's concert. Shayna being there and not getting a chance to perform, and when Shayna touched the mic, get a one forward, Beenie Man decided to end the show. That person is not the only one who is talking about that incident that most seem to have missed. Most who were watching the stream or most who were at the concert. But here is this guy basically a speak up for Shayna and a speak out against Beenie Man.
So after me I tell you say, this boy Beenie Man, yeah, no like no other artist but himself. And he will say he will bring you to the forefront. And if you ever get a chance to go up on one, I'm sure them. Once you open your mouth loud and him and the crowd will for you 1 minute, he gonna take you down. He gonna shut you down. You see? And if him know say, the show I got end certain amount of time left or certain minute left, he will hold you out to the last minute. Even if he tell you saying going to do a run, he will hold you out to the last minute. And that thing do to Shayna last night.
He's basically saying the same thing as the previous guy. But I feel as if from the other day there have been an attack on dancehall artist Beenie Man. Maybe it's because they let back and forth with him and dancehall artist Vybz Kartel. But I see people even now go for whole clips. Maybe one or two which Beenie Man might find a bit embarrassing. For instance, this whole clip, this whole incident of Beenie Man a drag queen on a TV show overseas.
Good. Oh, you too. Come on, sit on down. Hey, Beenie Man. Ooh, I love that. That's great. Woo, 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 woo.
I know many might have not seen it before, but why the recent attack on the entertainer? Even if him and the Vybz Kartel go at it, or even if him mostly follow Vybz Kartel, Beenie Man is too much of a legendary dancehall veteran for many to be going against the entertainer just like that. Just because him and the Vybz Kartel will never have an understanding, will never see eye to eye when it comes to who is the king of the dancehall. Though the majority, most say Vybz Kartel is the king, while a few out there say no, Beenie is the king. I just personally feel as if Beenie Man is too much of a legendary entertainer for being constantly attacked. But believe me, look at Beenie Man's concert the other day. You have some there actually sitting and waiting for the entertainer to flop. But speaking about the same incident with him and dancehall artist Shayna, although it wasn't much of an incident, it's just because one and two people on social media decided to talk about it, and it basically caught the interest of many. But here is dancehall artist Shayna. It would appear as if he's reacting to the incident.
People, me I tell you the honest truth. If we reach far away me there in our life, you see me? Me a talented youth. And all I want to know that. When them tell me say 5 minutes, me nearly cry living in the water, because me I say to myself, oh, me I work so hard, been a work hard, and a 5 minutes. But here one now, and the breakdown you have. No? Me I tell you why me sing these kinds of songs. Like Dark Room, Breakdown, and what me I go through in a life, you see me? Yeah, big up my pigeon at the coop. Me feed them every morning. Hear them to me this morning. Nobody feed you today, you know. God might be able to feed the people with a good performance. Because a cuckoo. Yeah. That me a deal. Say, see that one here? It's called breakdown. You don't have to give me no forward. I saw it go.
That clip was from his 2003 Sumfest performance. Talking about performance though, someone reshared this clip of Ninja Man attacking entertainer back in the days. It would appear as if that entertainer was on stage singing this song for Ninja Man. Nation after that, many in the comment section I say Vybz Kartel's attack on Ninja Man justified. Way down below we say Hilton stating, oh, so the cartel incident was karma for this. And up top you say dancehall artist BC. From TOK's My Crews, My Dog Set Rules Set Laws represent for the lords of, what was it, gods? Anyways, a girl alone I feel up my balls. BC from that TOK song there. BC in the comment section, you see what BC stated. You know me never know about this. Cartel get a pass now. Talking about BC from TOK though. Check out this clip.
So man, you think me can come off of the stage and you don't run chichi man? I'm mad, you're mad.
I think this has something to do with Andre Stevenson. Vaz and Stevenson seem as if they have like a history.
Labor rights, whether them in a Portland, St. Thomas, St. Andrew, Clarendon, anywhere them there. You know what we do. Thank you very much. God bless you.
In response to that, there is this. Advocacy group calls on Vaz to apologize for use of Chichi. Nation, why them have to use the picture? That the picture after brother day. From we see that picture there, we know the song, and we see advocacy group, we know what kind of advocacy group. But why use that picture there? What is what it states? Advocacy group calls for Vaz to apologize for use of Chichi Man on platform. Equality for All Foundation, we don't need to get into that. It's just basically repeating what the headline stated, but the only thing I go more in depth, which I don't think is necessary to read out right now. Still Nation, our sponsor for this report. This one is brought to you by Sauce Times. Check out this. This feels so real. Although it is animated, it kind of feels like something going on in Jamaica that many might not know about.
He was never on the missions where killing was needed. He was only on the missions which involved robbery or big money heists. Junior never made the money he made at the call center or the bank, but the life, the guns, the rollings, the link up with top dancehall artists, being backstage, going with Damus to see top politicians, the bad bitches, the sex. Junior loved it. But the only thing, he always had to be available when requested. And now, it was time for another mission. Damus had a job. Not just street-level fuckery, real top-floor orders, straight from a politician with blood under his fingernails, and a need to make problems disappear quietly. The target. Mr. Law Chong, respected businessman, public donor, government favorite. But behind the smiles, Law Chong was the underground bank. Big scammers from Mobay to New Kingston ran money through him. He held it, cleaned it, and took 25% as tribute.
Make money, money, make money, money. Make money, money, make money, money. Stop money, money, flip money.
One top-tier scammer hit a $4 million USD jackpot. Couldn't move it through the banks. So the cash came in dirty, and Law Chong held over 600 million Jamaican dollars in his possession. The politician wanted that money gone, off Law Chong's hands without linking back to him. So he sent Damus. Damus picked his team. Junior, Judas, and Rankin. 3 soldiers, 3 tools. He gave them guns, but laid down the law. Go take the money, don't kill nobody. If any one of you fire a shot, me not going to defend it. That man connected high. Take the money. No fucking bodies. Damus was given info on Chong, his favorite hangout spot, the gym he exercised at, what time he would normally leave out for business meets and so on. Then it was time for the mission. 7:13 a.m. Friday. Mr. Chong was about to leave his home. He placed his stuff in the car, took the German Shepherd dogs, and put them at the back so they wouldn't run out the yard when he opened the gate. Judas approached first, dressed like a gardener. Junior walked a few feet behind in similar attire. "Good morning, General," Judas greeted. Me, friend, just a look of work. Yard maintenance, real decent price." Mr. Chong frowned. "No thanks. Have someone already." As he turned to walk back, Judas slipped the Glock out smooth like a prayer, kept it close to his body while aiming it at Chong. "Pussy, don't move. See the white Axio cross the road? The engine a run. Try anything and me put 2 in a you, head and move." Mr. Chong froze. His licensed gun sat under his jacket, but his instincts lagged. They told him to walk while they kept the gun aimed at him, and they both walked in like landscapers on payroll.
Nation, if you're interested in the full video and want to see how that ends, you can just head over to Sauce Times, or you can simply click the link that will be provided in the description and also pinned at the top of the comment section. Chin from over Irish and Chin. He recently took to social media where he had this to say.
"You can complain all you want to, you can talk as much as you want to, but I'm telling you now, dancehall and reggae artists do not respect Caribbean media outlets as they used to in the past, right? Absolutely. And let me go as to say, I'm not going to say all dancehall artists, I'm going to say most dancehall artists. I'm not going to say some. Most dancehall and reggae artists do not respect Caribbean media like they used to in the past. Now, of course, we're seeing more and more of this attitude based on the success of dancehall, right? And some of the success of some of, the leading reggae artists. They're not taking interviews from Caribbean media. They're taking all of their interviews to the American, elite radio stations and just bypassing the people who've been with them too thick and thin. So let me rewind the clock a little bit, because dancehall is hot now. But what about when it wasn't hot, right? There was a time not too long ago when the streets were saying that soca was the new thing. Soca parties were the best parties to go to, and dancehall parties were boring, right? Dancehall selectors still stuck it out. They still played the music of their favorite dancehall artists, right? There was a time when Afrobeats was said to be wiping out dancehall. The radio stations were still pushing dancehall and reggae and representing for the culture. So why is it now that just because dancehall is hot again and dancehall is up and up again, the artists feel like they shouldn't have any connection with Caribbean media houses? Now, I'm not only speaking for Soundchat Radio, I'm speaking for all media houses, because if I'm seeing it, I'm sure other media houses are seeing the same thing. I was in the park over the weekend and I saw it. I got interviews because I'm Chin, and people are not going to say no to me just like that. They didn't do it because I was a media house or Soundchat Radio, which is crazy, because Soundchat Radio is doing well and has so much listeners. Any one of my team should be able to go over to an artist and get interviews from them. The fact of the matter is that we are now in an era where dancehall and reggae artists feel that they owe nothing to Caribbean media, even though it was the Caribbean media houses, people who wrote stories, disc jocks that played the music on the radio, and also dancehall selectors and sound systems. I'm gonna put them under it too, because they're getting just as much disrespect. It's almost like we don't exist. Even though we stuck through the rough with them, now that things are good for them, you don't exist. You cannot even get an interview from a popular artist. But let me say this, the Yankee stations are getting them. The Yankee stations who were not sticking with them were never going. The Yankee stations that was Afrobeats. I see a big radio station here in America that used to have a show, right? And the show was dedicated to reggae / dancehall, right? And the minute that they start dancehall and reggae kind of, getting weaker, they added soca into the title of the show, right? So the show became, dancehall or reggae and soca, right? And nobody said anything about that, right? But if it was us, we would have still kept our, reggae and dancehall branding. We might have added a little soca artist for some flavor, but we wouldn't have switched our show. So what about the people who keep it real? What about the industries, or should I say the people in the industry that stick through the thick and the thin? Artists, bro, on the need for the better. You guys need to do better.
Nation, This one is for all of the farm workers over in Canada and the ones who plan to participate in that program.
The first thing I'm going to do as the Member of Parliament for Bowmanville Oshawa North is launch a petition to end the Temporary Foreign Workers Program. This program has been a disaster for workers in this country. From January to October of 2024 alone, over 160,000 work permits were issued for this program. And a fraction of those for seasonal agricultural work might make sense, but the vast majority are putting a crunch on the workforce in this country. Youth unemployment hit 14%, the highest it's been in a decade, not counting COVID years. And a lot of young people are struggling to find their first job, their first opportunity in the job market. The wages for Canadian workers have gone down dramatically because of programs like the Temporary Foreign Workers Program.